Hello children, be safe and be hygiene. This is your Maths online class. The lesson name is pattern.
Patterns. Where do we generally see patterns? Yes, we see patterns on floor tiles, window grills, dress materials, and in many more things. When a design is repeated in a uniform way, we call it a pattern. Let us now learn what patterns are and the different types of patterns. We can create various forms of patterns using objects like geometrical shapes, pictures, numbers, sound, touch actions like tapping, and physical actions like clapping, jumping, etc. Let us see patterns in geometrical shapes. There are two types of patterns. They are growing pattern and repeated pattern. Growing pattern. If some patterns and designs grow with straight lines and geometrical shapes, they are called growing patterns. Here are a few examples for growing patterns. Next one, repeated pattern. If some patterns and design repeat with straight line and geometrical shapes, they are called repeated pattern. Here are a few examples for repeated pattern. Patterns in numbers. As I told before, we have made some patterns with pictures. We can make patterns with numbers too. Here are some examples for you to understand about patterns in numbers. The first one is multiples of 5. The second, multiples of 10. And the third, multiples of 20. In number patterns, we have two types. They are growing pattern and repeated pattern. Growing pattern in numbers. If some number pattern grow with odd and even numbers, they are called growing pattern. Here are some examples for growing pattern in numbers to understand. Repeated pattern in numbers. If some number patterns repeats with odd and even numbers, they are called repeated pattern. Here are some examples for repeated pattern for understanding. Symmetry. What is symmetry? Symmetry means that one shape becomes exactly like another when you move it in some way, turn, flip or slide. That is, in symmetrical shapes, one half is mirror image of the other. To understand it better, let us see some examples and videos. This is an example for symmetrical lines. In these alphabets, you can see that the letter has been divided exactly into two halves, in horizontal or in vertical. The exact half is the mirror image of the alphabets. The line drawn to divide the alphabets is called line of symmetry. To understand the line of symmetry, let us watch the following video. Line of symmetry. Look at the star picture. Let's fold this figure in half. You will notice that both the half matches each other exactly. If you can fold a figure in half so that the two halves exactly matches, the figure is said to be symmetrical. The folded line is called line of symmetry or axis of symmetry. So children, I think you might have understood that what is pattern and the different types of pattern from this lesson, and we have learnt about symmetry and lines of symmetry and their examples. So let us see in the next chapter. Thank you.